why don't we jump to Evil Dead Burn? I feel like, Ray, you have some commentary you would like to make on Evil Dead Rise.
Should we watch the trailer?
Okay, let's watch the trailer for Evil Dead Burn.
Alice? What's wrong? What happened?
I know we're in the house. That's what I want to know.
We found you.
William, my sweet boy. I would give anything for us to be together again.
My grandfather believed the devil would return if anyone read from the Book of the Dead.
Cool down. The whole family can be reunited. Cheers to your perfect family.
So, Ray has seen Evil Dead Rise. I have not seen this
I'm gonna
movie.
make Bob watch this movie.
Okay, so I want Ray's take on this compared to, like, what how does this fit into Rise?
So
Break this down for me.
I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna equate this to something someone said about Warhammer 40K. There is a I just spilled beer off his computer. There is there is a YouTuber called Brickade, and if you ever want to learn about Warhammer, I might make you watch this. We might talk about Warhammer 40K.
Okay.
If you ever want to get a quick synopsis about Warhammer 40K, Brickade
Follow this person.
does great synopsis on it. And in one of his videos talking about like the timeline of the lore, he at the very end he talks about Warhammer books and getting into the books. And he says Warhammer is a setting where a lot of great stories can be told in that setting.
Okay.
And that is what I feel like Evil Dead has become, kind of, is like there's a setting. They're usually tied around these books, like the Necronomicon.
Yeah.
Now there are apparently, I don't know if Evil Dead Rise essentially introduced this or if it's been introduced before, but there are actually now several demon books, at least 3. So anyways, Evil Dead, I think, is a story that can be told in a setting.
Okay.
And I don't believe that Burn in any way is going to tie into the events of Evil Dead Rise, nor do I feel like Evil Dead Rise essentially references, other than some famous like lines from Evil Dead 2, the previous Evil Dead movies. But it's just told in the Evil Dead kind of like setting.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see how this movie does, because I feel like Rise did a very good job as a one-off, where it just was its own story in its own setting.
Okay.
that incorporated things from Evil Dead, right? And I think it did very well doing that, rather than having to force itself into tying into the other movies or what came before. Like
Right.
if you're an Evil Dead fan, you know there's an evil book. If people read from it, shit goes down. That's all you need to really know, and that's what happened in the movie. And it sounds like
In
that's
Rise.
in Rise, and that sounds like that's what's going to happen in this movie. And so I'm excited to just see kind of like a horror movie, just a horror movie, like a standalone horror movie, essentially in an Evil Dead setting.
So each of the Evil Dead movies lately have been standalone movies.
They remade the first one,
Yes.
which I guess kind of standalone too. They did try to make it an Evil Dead series on Stars. I don't know if you know this.
No.
They brought back Ash, and Ash, I think, trains some other people to be like demon hunters in this show. I've not seen it, but I've seen like trailers of the show.
Okay.
It didn't do well because it was on Stars.
Right.
So, anyways, yeah, I feel like Evil Dead kind of went away for a little bit there, and then Rise was this unexpected kind of hit, like this horror movie hit. I don't think anyone was expecting much from it. It being like another Evil Dead.
What
movie.
year did that come out?
2023.
Okay.
It was
What was it? What about it that made it so popular?
It did enough to reference like parts of the other movies, like using.
What's the setting? How does this fit into?
It feels, and it takes. I think this is what really helps it too, is it takes place in a very condensed setting. It takes place in an apartment building, and like in one person's apartment. The setting is very small, and I think that really works for it. It feels very like enclosed,
Okay.
kind of like
So it only involves
a handful of people having to deal with like a demon outbreak.
Like other people in the building have to deal with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we haven't, I don't know, depending on when this episode ends, I might make you watch the movie, but so I don't want to keep you up too late. But it's such a good movie. It's just so good. The setting's small, and the stakes of it are like the people have to escape this, find a way to escape the apartment building, and there's like family trauma that's brought into it too. I felt like Evil Dead, probably like around Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness was definitely a kind of a niche hit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree.
I think most people would hate the movie, but like actually, for Evil Dead, it was definitely a hit. But it tried to expand the universe, where this is very much condenses it. Feels very like in one setting.
Mm-hmm. How do they find the book? How does the book come in?
And so essentially, okay, like this movie, if it hadn't been introduced before, and actually Army of Darkness might have introduced the idea of 3 books, but there are 3 demonic books.
Right.
The Necronomicon being one of the 3 books of Dead. This is the apartment building the family's in is essentially what used to be an old bank. There's like something happens, and the old bank vault gets exposed. And one of the family members enters the old bank vault and finds this book that was buried in it. An old record from the early 1900s, like 1910 or something.
Okay.
And from there, it ensues. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
I think we should watch it if we have time after this movie, because it's on HBO Max. But HBO Max, if anyone hasn't watched Evil Dead Rise, watch it now. Even if you haven't seen the previous movies, you can watch this as a one-off, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents on Evil Dead Rise. I loved it so much. I hope Evil Dead Burn feels like a similar kind of movie.
I mean, I've heard good things about it thus far. You know, it's only been around for
I honestly think it's my favorite of the Evil Dead movies.
Rise was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just creepy. Like the actress who plays the mom does such a good job. Plays a very creepy character. So